Once again, a very big welcome to this particular platform, PinaxTV. The last time we met and we were speaking about this issue, Nwachukwu, we had
Yeah.
few details about her death. But today, we are having more alarming details about this lady and even more revelations into the inhumane treatment that she received from her
Her
husband,
husband.
which is very, very sad. And in fact, looking at this, it goes a long way to tell us that there are a lot of abuse our women are facing in
In
marriage, because
marriages,
today
yeah.
their children have come to speak. Their children have come to speak.
Yeah, it's so sad that a man of his caliber will do that. Claiming you're a pastor and a man of God, as he claims or as the report says. We don't expect a man of God to go to the extent of abusing his wife, because churches and the way the world sees men of God, they see them as so righteous to the extent that they don't even sin. So seeing a man of God of his caliber maltreating his wife and this sudden event has happened, it's really appalling.
So we have update today. The Nigerian women's minister, or the Nigerian minister, have come out to speak. That she's the minister for women and gender. And
Affairs.
yeah, she came. We have the video. We'll be playing it shortly. And then she described the time that she and other dignitaries, together with the DCOP, visited the ladies, that's the late OsinachiNwachukwu's house, and
Yeah,
the
spoke with her.
tension
Yeah.
that was brewing in the house. We'll play the video, but just to elaborate more, she said when they got into the house, you could feel like there was a cloud of tension in the house. Like the man has seized everybody from talking. In fact, when he entered that house, it's more like it's a different kingdom on its own. And according to the Nigerian minister, seeing the children and the children seeing them, it was as if they've seen a ghost, because they are not even allowed to go out. And the sad part of all of this was when she had an encounter with the children. Initially, the children,
They refused
they
to
said
speak.
they refused to
Yeah.
talk because the man had told them if they speak, they will die. So the woman, being a woman's minister, using her little bit of psychology and intuitive skills as a woman, she was able to persuade the children, and the words that came out was so bad. We'll come with more details. Let's have a look at this video. After that, we'll come back and give you what is happening. The likelihood of this man spending over 100 years in jail is very likely. Let's watch this video. We'll come back shortly.
I came into the compound and saw the children, 4 young children, beautiful children, 3 boys, 1 girl, and said that their dad used to beat their mom, and their mom was always sad. She would always sad and thinking he will beat her and fling her off. He doesn't spare them himself, that he gathered them in the room and will be beating them with a big belt. If the mom comes in to ask him to stop, he will turn back on her, beat her, lift her, fling her up. And that has always been the issue. And that they are always scared, and that he doesn't go out, he's always in the home. It's the mom that runs around. She goes for her gospel music, bring back the money. In fact, if the money is paid through cash, through a bank account, it's paid to his account. She has no account of her own. Any cash she comes back with, he collects it. And he will give just a peanut to her.
So this is the sad. The video was a long video, about 6 minutes, but we just cut to the portion which was very necessary. In this video, you could see the whole minister, the mood, the dilemma she was in, and the way she was even addressing the issue. Tell you that
The children are really going through a lot.
they are. In fact, they've been traumatized, and then forever and ever, these children will have an indelible mark
Yeah.
on them, because they've been through a certain kind of thing. It's more like a tattoo. It can't go. They've been abused, and forever they'll be experiencing this kind of trauma, which is very, very bad.
And even if they haven't been abused, seeing their mom being abused.
No, it is. Let's not say even if they were abused. They were abused because, according to the woman, the children initially refused to talk. So what she did was she spread the children into 3.
Yeah.
2 boys, 1 girl, and
No,
then
there are 4.
Yeah, 4. Okay,
Yeah.
so 3 boys,
3 boys, 1 girl.
3 boys, 1 girl. So what she did was she cleared everybody from the room. the DCOP, the maid who takes care of the children, and even the other people, and even the other siblings of the children.
Yeah, she was alone with her PA.
Then she went on a one-on-one interview. We call it some investigative. If you do psychology in school, you realize that that's one of the ways we use to inquire people on things. So when she sat with the child was not forthcoming with information as to what happened and what transpired days before the mother's death. So the minister said she went on an approach of using the mother's words to kind of hypotonize. I don't know if I'm saying the word right. More like hypotonize the children in a way that she's using her intuitive skills to say, like, if your mother was here, would you? Then she asked the children, what was going on? Did your mother taught you to lie? The children said no.
No.
Do you know where your mother is? They said yes. Where is she? She's dead. Do you know your mother is standing beside us? They said no. Your mother is dead. She's an angel. So really? I said yes. Do you think she'll be happy if you say lies? The children said no. Then they started speaking the truth. The abuse, the constant abuse. So you see, this abuse has been piled up days, months, years. And the woman have been harboring so much pain in her. She's been crying so much in her, having so much fear in her. And at the end of the day, she couldn't hold it again.
Yeah,
so I know people are coming out to say that the woman was already sick. The woman was
she
not
wasn't
already sick.
She wasn't sick. And then even per an information I got earlier, I learned the husband had been married 10 years before he met Osinachi.
So the husband had a different wife.
Yes. That's the information I got.
And then
this they found out after I think the man's son, according to the information I had, the man's son found out, but then couldn't tell his mom about it because he was afraid when he does so and then his father comes to hear of it, the abuse, or he will definitely do something to him or kill him. So he couldn't tell his mom. And then his mom was also suspecting such stuff because she was suspecting the husband was cheating somewhere. Went to her husband's room to go and then search through his things to find out if he would get something, an evidence to hold against his husband. But then she couldn't get any evidence to hold against her husband. So I'm sure maybe it was because of this, and then she's suspecting her husband got her abused and all that, because such stuffs are common in marriages and it mostly ends up in abusive ways.
What we are learning also is that the woman initially boycotted the marriage, but according to the family, that's the mother of the late Osinachi, she's saying that when the lady finally called it quits, that she's had enough, she wants to live her life, the church that she attends, the Dunamis Prayer Gospel Prayer Center, they came with men of God and people of repute to beg the woman that she should rescind her decision.
Well, so we can really say the church is also at fault.
Of course, yes. You know, we've kind of pinned everything to religion. That when women are suffering, we think that it's imperative for them to suffer, which is, I think, ideologically is stupid. Women are not supposed to suffer. And I'm happy that these days you're having a revolution of these young women who are calling the norms out. The norms which are stupid. The norms that a woman is supposed to get married. The norms that a woman is supposed to give birth before a certain age.
I don't know who brought up that concept that
they were there already. But, you know, women have been suppressed.
We came to meet it.
Yeah, we came, but women have been suppressed through history.
Who brought that concept that it's by force for a woman to get married? It's not.
Yeah.
It's also not by force for a man to get married. You can live your life the way you want. You can decide to get single for the rest of your life. No one holds you accountable of anything. So I don't know, or I don't understand why women have this perception that if I get old or if I grow old at the age of 25, 30, I have to get married. And then you end up getting married to an abusive man, and which can likely take your life away. So I don't expect women to have that intention or have that perception.
It's the whole institution, even from religion, from the days of Adam, women have been suppressed. Women are considered somehow the second to man. I don't know if ideally it is right or not, but regardless, men possess some kind of strength that women don't possess. I'm talking about in terms of manly strength. I mean, a man can definitely run faster than a woman. A man can definitely work harder than a woman. Okay, you tell me that women can also work, but let's not fool ourselves.
Of
If you,
course, for that aspect,
you
I
get what I'm
agree with
saying?
you. Yeah, I
If you
agree
put
with
a
you.
car engine down and you get fight 3 men, they'll lift it up fast. Women will do that, but maybe to be 5 women. So physically, we know men have some sort of power. That is why the whole system was against them. So the whole biological system was against them. But coming forward, we've been able to suppress that thing. That is why now we are making sure that equal opportunity for both sexes. So we know that women are not stronger like men. So what did we do? We've inculcate laws to protect women. You can't beat a woman. You can't humiliate a woman. You can't use certain things which will make her emotional. Someone told me that 90% of the laws in the world are meant to protect women and children. The 10% is just for men. If you beat a woman, you'll be jailed. If you push a woman, you'll be jailed. If you touch a woman, you buttocks, you'll be jailed. If you push a child, you'll be jailed. They are meant to protect children and also women. But still, the enactors of this rule of law are men. And I think in there somewhere we need to call the change, because this ambiguity and this unacceptable behavior is becoming too much. I don't know the word to use, but it's becoming too much and
I,
unbearable.
I understand your point, and I know these laws are there, but then the traditional laws, it's somehow overcoming these laws you are talking
I
about.
think the traditional laws these days are even lenient. See, traditional laws have now been inculcated or modified into
But you see, it's
religion law.
mostly these traditional laws that suppresses women.
No, I yeah, understand, but I'm telling you that the reincarnation of these traditional laws is now the religion. See, nothing is dead in this world. Olden days we had slavery. Now we still have slavery,
Of
just as in a
course,
different form.
yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So, in terms of this particular thing that I'm saying, religion. Let's look at religion. Okay, if you look at religion, the Bible, if you read the Bible carefully, it speaks against women. Women fornicating,
Yeah, but
but
then men,
but kind of upholds men
men,
that okay, you can fornicate. Okay, all these things are not good. And ideally, I know women are not meant to be with multiple men. I mean, because women are attached to one thing and one thing only. But then again, even if men were allowed to marry 3 or 4, which I believe should be the case, I've always supported many marriages. I'm in for it. If I want to marry 3, I'll marry. Regardless of the situation, I believe all the women should be treated equally. And secondly, I believe that I should not abuse any woman. Do you get what I'm saying? But
yeah.
these religion laws, for example, you're a lady, you're going to church, you're around 32 or 30 at the church. The pastor meets you. The first question is, oh, Sister Emeka, I know this might sound too harsh, but I want to ask you, when are you getting married? Have you found any man yet? Trust me, this question is a direct question, and how can you even answer it? And they go like, Pastor, I met a couple of men. And the pastor will say, we are praying for you. We can. You see, all of these things is meant to. But men usually, nobody bothers us. The last time I checked, somebody was asking me about marriage. I told the person I had things to do. When I'm okay and I'm free, I'll enter the marriage. And since they have not been bothered again. But the woman, the constant abuse, the constant criticism, the constant questioning, I think is absurd. And we need to actually come out of this Pandora's box, because whatever we are doing, the continuation is going to be very bad for our children and our generation. I don't believe any woman or every woman should marry. Let me use the word
It's not
every.
written. It's not written anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not written
And
anywhere.
I don't think that it's mandatory that every woman on earth should give birth. We need
That's
to change
it.
that narrative. Let me tell you something. I personally don't feel like, even if I have a child, I don't feel like having children is a necessity. I've had people question me, why are you saying that? Don't you know your legacy, your properties? I said, fuck properties. I work hard, I chop my own money. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not working hard for my children. I don't give a fuck about them. You build an empire, when you are dead and gone, they will give it to their girlfriends and boyfriends, and they will spoil or squander everything. They will teach you how to spend money. This is the time that you need to enjoy the fruits of your own labor. I'm not saying live lavishly to the extent that your children will be poor. Definitely need to save some. But you need to enjoy. Bill Gates is doing the same. He said he's not going to give the children any money. He's leaving just 1 million. He said what is worth over 20 billion. He's leaving 1 million for the children. Mark Zuckerberg have also said it. And these are people who have some kind of exceptional, brilliant idea. You don't have to live for your children. I think that is worthless. Live to secure them, but don't live for them. You need to enjoy yourself. So why have you not giving birth? Why are you not marrying? Why? I think it's bullshit.
All these are not necessary, but then there's this biblical illusion that there's this part of the Bible they always say that the Bible says give birth and multiply the earth. That's why people think it's so necessary to give
You see,
birth.
let me pause you right there. You are saying that the Bible said give birth and multiply. Those days that the Bible were saying give birth and multiply, the whole house were living more like in a barn or in a van, where the whole thing was to get up in the morning, the men will go to the farm, they bring the whatever they've got, the women will prepare the food. That was the routine. These days things have changed.
Of
If
course.
somebody is telling you to give birth and multiply, do you know the price of Pampers? Do you know the price of Cerelac?
And in this current economy, where
And that when you give birth to babies, every 1 month or so they get sick.
of course, yeah.
Because they are so fragile. If you
And
don't
even
take
if
time,
they
will
don't
die.
get sick, it's compulsory for you to get them medicine just to prevent them from getting sick.
Of course, yes,
'cause you don't-
protection.
yes.
Even if you take those things from there, you taking them to school, you are working. You need to get somebody to take care of them, especially if you're in the city. All these things are expensive.
And you bringing a person to take care of them, you have to pay that person too.
Of course,
And
yes.
they're all
So if somebody is
expenses.
telling you to give birth to multiple children because it's in the Bible,
I-
we don't have a problem with that. If only you help us to take care of them, why not? We will
I
give
haven't
birth.
seen a rich man with just a single wife giving birth to more than 3
Rich
children.
men, I know,
Except
even
those in polygamous, those behave or those getting married to double wives, and they are the ones I know have multiple children. But aside someone having just a one wife, I haven't seen that person having multiple children or 2 or 3 or I'll say about 5. No, but then I would say the less privileged ones decides to just give birth, and then the poverty continues and it continues and it continues.
So yes, it's obviously a vivid point to behold. This is what is happening. But before we end, I would like to urge each and every person listening to me. You know, men, I'm not perfect. I won't sit here and say I've not hit a woman before. I also not sit here and say I've hit a woman before. What I'm trying to say, or the message I'm trying to point out, is that I'm not perfect. But regardless, I know what is wrong and what is right. Hitting a woman is wrong. I believe if a woman pushes you to the brim, as men, you can call it quit. If a woman is pushing me to the brim, and I believe her actions and her inactions will make me do something at the end of the day to be violent, I think the best thing for me to do is to just walk out. The last time I checked, there were 1 billion more ladies on earth. Ladies everywhere.
Of course.
I'm a hardworking guy. I can get any new girl anytime. It's not like you can handpick girls. But what I'm saying is that if somebody's messing you up, I can change. So if you're a man, and you see, men don't know how to express their feelings. I'm not supporting this guy. But most men, they don't know how to express their feelings. That's why if you're having an argument with the man, when you raise your voice, the man raises the hand. They are two different things. Men don't know how to communicate their feelings. For men, it's either they are angry or happy. But for women, it's either they are happy, they are sad, they are a whole lot of mood swings.
They are full of drama.
Exactly. But men, if you are happy, and even when a man is happy, you can barely notice happy. Our faces are always straight. So, whenever we get angry or somebody pushes us, let me give you a typical example. A man comes back from work. Maybe the man was stuck in traffic. He had a tire burst on the road, and the tire burst that he had on the road made him to delay. The tire burst that he had on the road made him to delay, and he came home. He usually comes home around 7 p.m. But this time around, he came home around 11:30. He got home, and the wife just meets the husband with nagging, and then start making noise and stuff. The man trying to explain, the woman gets angry and slams the door. Now the man is quiet. The man gets to the bedroom, and the woman is also constantly now nagging. You see, what will happen afterwards is something that off the head. Any uncivilized person will just get up and start this nasty attitude of abusing the woman. You see,
I understand your
there
point.
are two ways. You can either hold on for the woman to come down and explain. But if this goes on and you think it's a deliberate thing, this is where I think don't allow yourself to be used as a man. Walk out. Trust me, walk out. I've also been in a situation before where people pushed me to the brim. And I sat back and I said, I had standards. What happened to my standards? And I realized, no. You are constantly giving this person a chance. You are constantly saying, I want to make it work. It's not all the time that men can make it work. If the person is not being inclined with your views and stuff, you need to work out. Because the next thing, that is why most at times, whenever a man wants to go on a vengeance for their love, you see them killing people. Having to hear the taxi driver sent a woman to school, and the next thing, a lot of stories. Some even go to the extent of pouring acid. Some even go to the extent of setting them ablaze. Some even go to the extent of, hiding in the bush during the pathway and attacking them. And some even go to the extent of even poisoning their lovers after they also kill them their own self. It tells you how derailed men we are, including myself. We don't know how to communicate our feelings. When we like something and we think the thing is not for us and we are being cheated, our reaction is different. That is why we need therapy. What happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock is a vivid example. If only Will Smith had held on and had kept quiet, all this whole Will Smith Jada drama wouldn't have been up.
See, with the Will Smith and Chris Rock's beef, or let me put it that way, I'm sure they are more into it. Because Will Smith will just get up and then go and slap Chris
There's no
Rock.
more into it. We all get angry.
I'm sure they are more into it.
No, there's no more into it. We all get angry. But how we communicate our anger is very important.
That day wasn't the only day Chris Rock shaded Will Smith.
Listen, alopecia is a very bad disease. But do you know Will Smith has also similarly made fun of somebody with the same condition? There's a video, you can go and watch it. Secondly, Will Smith has a comedy club which roasts artists of similar predicament. Artists and Hollywood people. Go to his series. Go to his Instagram and watch. He has a comedy club. He gathers over 100 comedians. They do shows at Las Vegas and so. You see, if you watch the demeanor of Will Smith, he's just a man who was being controlled
by his wife.
Of course, he was laughing. Will Smith was laughing at the joke, only to turn the eyes, see the wife's face, and the wife getting angry. Then he gets up.
Nothing showed the wife was angry.
The wife was angry.
It could be a
listen. I don't know about you and your family, but if I don't know, during your childhood, your father have certain standards. For me, my father told me whenever we go to somebody's house and they give us, we should say we won't eat. Sometimes when you're about to leave the house for somebody's or visit somebody, your father will ask you, okay, when you visit somebody's house or this house you are visiting, they ask you, come and eat. What do you say? I'm not hungry. Thank you. We say it like a ringing tone. Now, sometimes you get to people's house and the aroma alone, damn, you can't resist. And they'll not even ask you that eat. You are just sitting, they'll just come and put the food on it. Hey, K, this food is for you can eat. You are tempted to eat. But you see, African parents have this whole perception. Some people will poison their children. So when they bring the food, your father can't open the mouth and say, my child won't eat. It will be so bizarre and like, okay, fine. Do you think I'm going to kill? It is going to even bring issues. But your father is going to use the eyes to speak to you. Your father will just look at your face and look up the ceiling. And that sign tells you, if you eat this food, we are both dying today. So you see the food is there.
Or you
And
can't
immediately
eat.
they give you the eye, because first when it comes, the aroma just quickly takes the memory that they said I shouldn't eat. But when you see the food and your father gives you the eye, then you fold your arms. Auntie Becky, thank you so much. I'm not hungry. I won't eat. Thank you. Obwa. When Onya Obedi. But the eyes alone bring us into the Oscars. You realize that Will Smith's wife have been communicating certain things to her. That is why Chris Rock brother said, "Are you going to beat my brother because, excuse my word, your bitch gave you a side eye?" He was laughing at first. If he was not laughing at first and he took the immediate the thing came out, he got up and took an action. He said he was laughing only toward the wife and get up. He was being controlled, just like what we saw. The scenario I gave in regards to with being a child and they telling you. And the funny thing is, he did this and he's now the stupid one, because at the end of the day, the
Of
wife
course.
have come to say he did not support it. But at first, she was happy that the husband was supporting and the husband was loving. But after the backlash, everything actually, everything actually changed. So this is the situation. As I will give you more updates as all of these various events unfold.